The government doesn't care. All it wants to do is get rid of the line item that's labelled hotel costs for illegals. What this country needs is a change of government, and it needs it right about now.
Katie Hopkins' new remarks about Keir Starmer spark major debate. All right, you're going to want to hear this. Because while most people were scrolling past headlines about budgets, reshuffles, and the usual Westminster drama, something else was brewing. And it dropped fast. Katie Hopkins, someone who never hesitates to say exactly what's on her mind, has made a new statement about Keir Starmer. And let's just say, it has the internet spinning in circles. Not because it's loud. Not because it's outrageous. But because of the timing, the tone, and what people think she was really trying to say. And here's the thing. Whether you agree with her or not, her comments landed right in the center of a debate that's been simmering for months. Let the suspense sit for a moment. Let's get into what actually happened and why people are still talking about it. So, Katie Hopkins appeared on a podcast, one of those long-format, no scripts, no filters type shows, and the host asked her a direct question. What do you make of Keir Starmer's leadership so far? Now, normally that question comes and goes. Politicians, commentators, analysts, they all give the standard lines. It's a challenging time, or we need steady leadership, or whatever keeps things polite. But Hopkins, she didn't give a polite answer. She leaned in, paused, and delivered a comment that immediately spread online. Not because it was offensive. Not because it attacked his character. But because it was blunt, strategic, and surprisingly measured. She said, and I'm paraphrasing here, people aren't confused about Keir Starmer. They're confused about what he stands for. And that uncertainty is becoming louder than anything he says. And just like that, social media went into full discussion mode. Here's the part people are still unpacking. Was she criticizing his leadership? Was she pointing out a political weakness? Or was she simply saying what many voters are already whispering? Because let's be honest, whether you support Keir Starmer or not, this question keeps coming up. What direction is Labour actually going? What's the long-term plan? Who is Keir Starmer politically, beyond the titles? Hopkins' comment didn't accuse him of wrongdoing. It didn't claim corruption. It simply struck at something deeper, something psychological. The idea that uncertainty is powerful. That political identity matters. That messaging matters. And here's what makes it even more interesting. Her statement didn't sound like a rant. It didn't sound like the usual fiery commentary she's known for. It sounded controlled, intentional, almost like she knew exactly how her words would travel. Within minutes of the clip circulating, reactions started pouring in. Some people nodded along, saying things like, "She said what many of us have been thinking but didn't want to say out loud." Others pushed back hard. "This is just another attempt to stir division, nothing more." Then there were the political commentators, the ones who live on Twitter during working hours, who offered a more cautious take. Regardless of who says it, the question about Starmer's political identity is becoming unavoidable. One journalist from a major UK outlet even wrote, "Hopkins may not be a Labour supporter, but her comments reflect a growing perception inside Westminster. Starmer still hasn't defined himself clearly enough to the public." That's the key, that's the spark, that's the debate. This didn't happen in a vacuum. Starmer is leading the country at a time when public trust is fragile, divisions are sharp, and every word, every silence gets magnified. So when someone with a large platform comments on leadership clarity, even if they're a critic, even if they're controversial, it lands. One senior Labour insider reportedly said to a political magazine, "We're winning the headlines, but we're not winning the emotional story. That's what worries me. Winning the emotional story. That's it. That's the part the public remembers. It's not that she revealed secret information. It's not that she exposed wrongdoing. It's not that she claimed anything illegal or dangerous. It's that she held up a mirror to a political question many voters have been trying to answer themselves. And mirrors are uncomfortable, especially in politics, especially when the country is restless, anxious, and desperate for clarity. Because if one comment from a public figure can ignite this much conversation, imagine what happens the closer we get to the next election cycle, the next policy debate, the next national crisis. Right now, People aren't asking whether Starmer is capable. They're asking something far more personal. Who is he, politically, and what drives him? Hopkins didn't create that question. She just amplified it. And now, it's out there, spreading, growing, and being repeated by people who normally stay quiet. Whether you think Katie Hopkins is raising a valid point, stirring up drama, or simply stating the obvious, one thing is clear. She struck a nerve. And in politics, when someone strikes a nerve, it usually means the conversation is just beginning, not ending. So here's the question people are whispering tonight. If clarity is the weakness, can Starmer fix it? Or is this the start of a deeper identity debate inside Labour itself? What happens next may be the real story.